Hello learners, we were discussing the topic perspectives in education. In the previous classes also we have discussed about it related to teacher empowerment. Now the last subtopic of this teacher empowerment is national state level organizations for teacher education, maintenance of records and registers in schools. So let's begin. Agencies of teacher education are classified at the national, state and district level. So NPE 1986 and its program of action 1992 was advocated for improving the quality of teacher education, as it was the prerequisite to improve the quality of school education. So as a result, few agencies like the National Council for Teacher Education, that is NCTE, were established, and some training schools were upgraded to District Institute of Education and Training, that is DIETS, we call it as DIETS. So these agencies help improve the quality of teachers when they enter into the actual teaching profession. Now the following are the agencies and their role in teacher education at different levels. First one is National Council of Teacher Education, that is NCTE. So about NCTE, when we talk about what is the role of it, first, before that, the Indian Education Commission report 1964-66 critiqued the prevailing teacher education program as being traditional, rigorous and away from reality. Now accordingly, it proclaimed the need of the National Council of Teacher Education, that is NCTE, to revamp the standard of teacher education. So NCTE, as a statutory body of the Government of India, came into existence in pursuance of the National Council for Teacher Education Act 1993 on 17th August 1995. So with the mandate to achieve planned and coordinated development of teacher education throughout the country and to govern the regulation and proper maintenance of norms and standards for teacher education, the need for upgradation of NCTE into an autonomous statutory body was recommended by National Policy on Education, that is NPE 1986, and its program of action, that is POA 1992. Let's see under that role of NCTE in teacher education. Now number one, NCTE commences a survey aspects of teacher education and publish the results. Secondly, NCTE coordinates. What does it do? NCTE coordinates and monitors teacher education and its enhancement in the country. Thirdly, NCTE proposes suggestions to the central and state governments, universities, University Grants Commission, that is UGC, and recognized institution in the matter of preparation of suitable plans and programs in the field of teacher education. Now the fourthly, NCTE lays down guidelines in respect of minimum qualifications for a person to be employed as a teacher in schools or recognized institutions. Fifth one, NCTE reaches and reviews periodically the implementation of the norms, guidelines and standards laid down by the council and to suitably advise the recognized institution. Next one, sixth one, NCTE lays down guidelines regarding tuition fees and other fees chargeable by recognized institutions. Seventhly, NCTE takes all necessary steps to restrict the commercialization of teacher education. Then NCTE develops schemes for various levels of teacher education, identifies the recognized institutions and sets up new institutions for teacher development programs. Nextly, NCTE develops schemes for various levels of teacher education, identifies the recognized institutions and sets up the new institutions for teacher education development programs. Then NCTE lays down criteria for any specified category of courses or training in teacher education, including the minimum eligibility criteria for admission thereof and the method of selection of candidates, duration of the course, course contents and mode of curriculum. The last one, that is NCT lays down guidelines for complaints by recognized institutions for initiating new courses or training and for providing physical and instructional facilities, staffing patterns and also staff qualification. Now, these are the role of NCT in teacher education. Now, National Council of Education Research and Training, that is NCERT, is an autonomous organization established on 1st September 1961 by the Government of India, registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860. So, it is the crucial guiding agency of Indian education system at national level, working for the qualitative improvement of teacher education. So, NCERT undertake development programs of research, training and extension in the field of primary, secondary and teacher education. So, the council conducts educational research, organizes both pre and in-service training and extension works and information regarding the latest educational techniques and practices. Now, NCERT plays a vital role especially in teacher education. So, what is that? Let us see. Number one, first point, NCERT formulates the whatever things pre-service and in-service training of teachers, mainly at an advanced level for the development of teacher education. It organizes programs and summer institutes for boosting of teaching profession. Secondly, NCERT channels aids, promotes and coordinates research in all branches of school education. It takes major research projects. It also supports other agencies by granting financial assistance for conducting educational research. Thirdly, NCERT organizes some extension services to develop the real attitude of secondary school teachers. It organizes extension services for institutions, organizations and agencies engaged in educational reconstructions. Now, the fourth one is NCERT publishes textbooks, teachers' guides and supplementary educational materials. It also publishes 3 journals regularly. They are National Institute of Education Journal, Indian Educational Review Journal and also School Science Journal. Now, the fifth one, NCERT has structured 20 study groups of recognized science teachers who are developing a curriculum for the secondary school stage. It organizes a pilot project for teaching science in middle and secondary classes. Then the sixth one is NCERT has advanced a comprehensive program of examination, training courses, seminars and workshops are being conducted in educational evaluation for examiners, paper setters and other concerned for developing new techniques for setting better examination papers and better scoring procedures. The seventh one is NCERT reinforces the states and state level institution, organization and agencies in developing implementing programs for qualitative improvement of school education. Next one, the NCERT colludes with the international organizations like UNESCO, UNICEF, etc. and with the national level educational institutions of other countries. Next one, NCERT has broadened the facilities of training and study of educational personnel from other countries. It collects, compiles, processes and propagates educational information. Lastly, NCERT develops and experiments with upgraded educational techniques, practices and innovations. Now, let us see agencies of teacher education at state level. This SCERT, first one is SCERT, that is State Council of Education Research and Training. SCERT is an autonomous organization established on 27th May 1988. It is established as per the recommendations of the NPE, that is National Policy on Education 1986, and its programs of action POA. SCERT provides academic resource support in improving the quality of school education. The foremost aim of SCERT is to focus on secondary education. The aid by SCRT has resulted in professional growth of teachers, teacher educators, educational administrators and other educational functionaries, leading to advancement in their effectiveness and efficiency. Now, let's see the role of SCRT in teacher education. Firstly, SCRT develops proper age-specific curriculum and learning materials in the local specific context of the state as per urgency. Next one, SCRT ensures the implementation of continuous and complete evaluation in the schools and monitors its effectiveness. Then SCRT supports the implementation of various educational programs in the state and monitors their growth. Nextly, SCRT addresses the training of teachers, teacher educators and heads of schools. Then it develops in-service training design, training modules and materials for various clientele groups. Then it conducts studies and investigations in various problems of education in general and in training of teachers and curricula at pre-primary, primary, secondary and higher secondary education. Then SCRT takes active part in academic research in the field of education. It also recommends for the implementation of the findings of such research in the syllabi and curriculum to the competent authority. Then SCRT supports, supervises and monitors the functioning of diets. Then SCRT keeps contact with the educational institutions and organizations such as NERIE, RIEs, NCRT, CCRT, NCTE, NUPA and UNESCO, etc. Then SCRT provides extensive services to the teachers training institutions at all levels of school education. Next one is State Board of Teacher Education, that is SBTE. The Indian Education Commission or the Kothari Commission in the year 1966-77 recommends the establishment of a State Board of Teacher Education in each state for the proper development of teacher education. In 1967, the first SBTE was established in Madhya Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Tamil Nadu in 1973. Later NCTE, that is National Council of Teacher Education, placed special emphasis on the formation of this state board in West Bengal also. Now, what is the role of SBTE in teacher education? Let's see. SBTE regulates the standards of the teacher education institutions. It determines all aspects of training for undergraduate and postgraduate teachers. It helps in improving and modifying the curriculum and instruction system. Then it recommends every state government and university to imitate new programs on key aspects of teacher education. Then it administers guidance to the state institutions and universities for bringing about advancement in the curriculum, textbooks and the examination system to teacher education. Then it helps in maintaining homogeneity of education across all the state boards. Then it cooperates among the universities, department and other teacher training institutions. It bestows suggestions and financial assistance for development of state teacher educators. Now, these are the things are given. Now, I am discussing about the agencies of teacher education at the district level also. The first one is District Institute for Education and Training, that is DIET we call. By the time of reshaping of NPE in the year 1986, elementary and adult education systems were formerly too fast to be adequately sustained by national and state level agencies alone. So, the NPE categorically called for further extension together with the considerable qualitative improvement. So, the NPE and Program of Action POA subsequently envisaged inclusion of a third district level tier to the protection system in the shape of District Institutes of Education and Training, that is DIETs. DIETs were established with financial support from the central government in pursuance of NPE 1986. Then DIETs are known as the premier teacher training institutions at district level, teaching DPSE and DIED courses, all diets. They are nationally recognized as hubs of innovation in the experimenting with innovative curricula and pedagogy that give substantial opportunities for practice-based learning to student teachers through a back and forth movement between theory and the field through inbuilt field-based units of study in each theory courses as well as specially designed practicum, that is practical work. Now let's see the role of diets in teacher education quickly. Firstly, diets are the nodal institutions at the district level which conduct both pre-service and in-service teacher training for primary to secondary school teachers. Then diets organize professional and leadership development programs for headmasters, senior teachers and school management committees SMCs regularly. Then diets serve as an education resource center for the district in alliance with Block Institutes of Teachers Education BITEEs. Then Block Resource Center, that is BRCs, Cluster Resource Centers CRCs, etc. Then diets initiate action research programs for teachers, teacher trainees and teacher educators. Then diets also develop district academic plans and oversee the quality of schools and teaching. Diets acts as an evaluation center for elementary and secondary school programs. Then diets organize seminars and workshops on various educational topics to foster the potential of teachers and teacher educators. Lastly, diets develop pertinent materials as teaching aids, evaluation tools, etc., which are locally available. Now let's see the maintenance of records and registers in schools. Every institution is required to maintain various kinds of records which reflect the aims and objectives of the institution. They also show its origin and growth and the philosophy of the institution. In the early days, very few records were required to be maintained, but today with the increasing responsibilities of schools, the number of school records has also increased. Every state has prescribed a number of records which a secondary school must maintain. The question is what types of records that the school has to maintain. Let's see quickly the types of school records. The records can broadly be classified under the following 6 headings. Number 1, general records. Under general records, general register, log book, visitors book, staff meeting record, public relations record, etc. will be there. Secondly, records of teachers, that is service book, attendance register, leave register, register of private tuitions of teacher, then confidential record, then teacher's diary. Thirdly, records of pupils, that is attendance register, school leaving certificate, cumulative record card, admission record, performance record. Then the fourth one is equipment records, that is dead stock register, laboratory register, library register, stationery issue book, then stock and issue of sports material, then inventories of infrastructural facilities. Then the fifth one is statistical data, that is statistical information related to pupil enrollment, sex-wise distribution of pupils, pupil staff ratio, cost per student, failure records, etc. Lastly, financial records, they are included as daily cash book, ledger, then contingency register, register of fee collection, register of donations received. Besides these records, a school has to keep correspondence files also. So, what is the need for school records? Let's discuss. School is a social institution answerable to parents, managing committee, education department, community and to pupils. All this makes keeping and maintaining of records essential. Every school is required to keep an accurate and complete account of each and every pupil on its roles and submitted periodically reports based on these records. So, these facts and figures are essential as they are the basis for receiving state grants. Then records are again essential for furnishing the Department of Education with an overall picture of the school, which is based on facts and figures. So these data are utilized for planning future programs in budgetary form. A school has to maintain computer records of each student. So these records will reveal progress that each student has made and also show the weakness and strengths of the educational program. Now, where computer facility is not available, these records can be prepared manually with the assistance of teacher and administrative staff. Nowadays, all the schools are having these computer systems. Then school records also assist us in assessing the educational progress and needs of particular locality. Then reports based on records are sent to parents. Then conferences with the parents are also based on the definite information which is available in the records. This is a sure way of getting a constructive cooperation from home and community for achieving the aims of education. Again, the school is entrusted with the task of all-round development of the personality of each child. It is absolutely essential to keep a record of his or her day-to-day growth and development. Now let's see how to maintain these records. The principal is the person who is finally responsible for the school records, but since he or she cannot possibly maintain all records himself or herself, these records are maintained by teachers and clerical staff. While maintaining records, the following points should be kept in mind. Number one, prepare a stock list of all registers maintained in the school. It indicates what type of records are kept in the school. This makes record keeping systematic. Nextly, on the outer cover of each register containing records, write distinctly. What we should write distinctly? Name of the school, name of the register, the serial number of the register, number of volumes of the register, the number of pages of the volume, opening and closing date of the volume, etc. etc. Then thirdly, all files and registers should be kept neat and tidy. Fourthly, there should be no overwriting or cancelling of entries. If any corrections are made, these should be signed by the concerned persons. Then fifth one, make all entries in ink. Next one, do not open a new volume of any register every year if the previous volume contains some blank pages. Next one, fill up every column provided in the prescribed register and do not leave any blank spaces. Next one, record should be genuine, valid, reliable and accurate also. Then they should be easily understood by those for whom they are meant. Lastly, records should be kept in the office under proper lock and key, and nobody should be allowed to remove them from the school under any circumstances without permission. Thus, records and registers are very useful devices. They should be kept neat and clean and should be maintained carefully and systematically. So, this is all about today's class. If you like, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Thanks for your attention and time. Happy learning.